Good morning from Australia. I promised you some Crimson Rosella. Here they are. They're beautiful birds, as you can see. They're wild parrots. Hi, Jackie. And we have a cat in the background. The cat is called Io. She's behind the fire screen, the grid, and she wants to get out. So you're here now. Beautiful parrots they are. They're all wild. So I'm here at an elevation. Hi, Brooklyn. Nice to see you. So I promised you wildlife. Here it is, and I bought lots of birdseed, put it out, and here you can hear Io in the background. She wants to go out, get out, and join the birds. Of course, we're not going to do that. But you can hear them chirp. Okay. It's a very chirpy sound. They're pretty, they're very pretty. I'll show you close up. Hi, Janice, or Janice. See, up there's a bird bath. Yes, I feel, but thank you for asking, Dana. I got a good rest. Yes, Crimson Rosella. I'm just going to put my microphone in. Hang on. Let me just gently do this. It's lovely to see them. Okay, I just plugged in my microphone, the external microphone. You should be able to hear me a bit better now. I hope you can hear me. Must be awesome. It is. They're coming very close now. Look at that. It's outside, yes. Hi, Deborah. Nice to have you here. Welcome. Yes, they are very beautiful. They're red. I'm going to zoom out a bit. Can you hear me okay? Because I got the external mic on. Should be able to hear my voice a bit better now. They are beautiful. Hi. Hear you great. Thank you. Hi, Sunny from Florida. Sound is great. Thank you, Dana. Well, I'm so glad I can show you this, because it's beautiful up here. You were on the computer, yeah, just enjoy it. I've got internet here, so the connection should be very good. For those of you who've not seen me before, you can hear the cat. That's Io. Io, you know? One of the moons of Jupiter, Io. Yeah, Io's inside and is dying. She's seeing me out here and is dying. No, my throat's no longer sore. Deborah, thank you for asking. I took lots of bombs of vitamin C yesterday, lemon, everything I could find. And I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank goodness for that. I'm so glad. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for asking. It's very kind you think of me like this. I'm very well today. I've acclimatized. And it's wonderful. I'm just going to flip the camera so you can see me 1 second. You'll see me sit here 1 second. I'm going to flip it quickly. There you go. That's me. I'm sitting in front of the house. Okay. So I got my microphone here external, and behind the screen is Io. So just flipping it. There we go. I'm going to be here. You can hear the cat. It's so funny. Oh, the cat wants to go out. I'm here. Where's my coffee? Yes, I forgot to get my coffee out. Yes, meow. She's very cute, Io. I'm here until the 27th of July. It's looking good. And the internet connection should now hopefully be almost flawless. Okay, so you can enjoy it. And you could hear the chirps. Hang on. Meow. Kitty wants a birdie. You got it. Certainly, yes. The temperature, it's quite coolish today because it's overcast. Perfect connection, that's good to know. Ah, there's Pete. Where's the Daz Pussycat? That's Pete. Did you just see Pete? He's from my telescope, and he's just joined the screen. He's sitting inside. He's the fantastic operator of all the telescopes. And oh, now you have these beautiful chimes. Those are the beautiful chimes in the wind. Yes, wind chimes. It's really beautiful. Great reception. That's good. That's good to know. Oh, asking the stargazing was very good. I'm going to test today. I found an incredibly beautiful spot. It's a 180 degree. You can basically go 360. I should say it's a 360 view that you can have. And if I get some reception up there, I will do a Milky Way broadcast over the weekend. I'll do it over the weekend when they're when most people have time, because it takes me a lot of effort, and then I'll do a nice Milky Way show. Tonight the weather's not going to be so nice, so it's going to be a cloudy evening, which is not bad. We've had 2 nice evenings, but then I think it's going to be fine again. And you know what's so incredible here? The Milky Way really shines at you. I'm not joking. It's a clarity of the Milky Way that you probably have never seen in your life. Spunky, yes, Linda is there. Thank you, Linda, for keeping us up to date about Spunky, or Stephen Hawkins, or whatever you want to call him. He's fine. That's good to know. Thanks, Linda. Yeah, Linda certainly knows. Yeah, he must be doing marvelously. Linda, thank you for sharing your videos. Can't wait for the Milky Way show. Yes, yes, I will definitely do that. And I'll be doing it either Friday evening or Saturday evening. No, it must be Saturday evening my time, because it'll be Friday your time. Yeah, Sunday. Oh gosh, now I'm getting all mixed up with the dates. Hang on. Over the weekend means if I do it Sunday, it's Saturday yours. If I do it Saturday, it's Friday your time. That's how it works, because we've got Wednesday now. I always get mixed up with the dates here. Look how beautiful. Friday works fine for you. That's good. Yeah, Spunky. Well, it's very good. There's always someone here from Vancouver Island or Sydney who is there. Explore.org. Hi, this is Barbara in Arizona. Ah, explore.org. That's very nice. Love your chats and places you're taking to. Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you. I hope you'll enjoy this. As you probably know by now, I love Australia. I can't help it. I have to come back. Yes, where am I? The closest big city. Okay, let me start like this. We are in a place called Siding Spring. S-I-D-I-N-G, Siding, and spring, like the season of spring. And that's close to a place called Coonabarabran with C. C-O-O-N, Coonabarabran. Now that's a difficult word. If that doesn't help, the next big city is Dubbo, D-U-B-B-O, Dubbo. It's New South Wales, and it's about 600 kilometers, which corresponds to about 400 miles northwest of Sydney. That's where I am now. And it's a place where they do a lot of science, astronomy here. They got lots of telescopes. And I'm sitting outside. I've got a very good internet connection. I'm sitting here in a small cottage where I'm staying here with the telescope operator called Pete, and I'll be also showing you some telescopes in the next days. I'll go down there and give you a small lecture on telescopes, and I'll show you live how they work and so on. And hopefully you'll enjoy it. You probably have never seen 24 telescopes under a roof, but that's what I'll show you. 24 telescopes under a big roof. Yeah, hi Pete. Yeah, Pete's like his cat. He doesn't show his face very much. He's like Io. He's very camera shy. He's a real lighthouse keeper, which you need up here. Someone who looks after the telescopes 24/7. Why did you not rent because I didn't need it this time. I have this. I'm mainly preparing myself for Singapore. Okay, I'm giving a talk in Singapore very soon, and that's why. Dana says, "Have a wonderful night." Oh, okay, it's going to be stormy here. Love those birds. Yes. Yeah. Well, you probably, Dan, are you on the East Coast? Because if you're on the East Coast, let me think of the time. What is it? What's the local time? I don't even know what the local time on the East Coast is at the moment, because I don't have a watch on. Okay, so oh yeah, it's Eastern Daylight. Oh, so it's still very early. So it's 8:30 Eastern Daylight Time. So it's only 5:30 Pacific. That's good. Yes. Okay. Well, then it's not that late actually. Yes. Is there a connection between your love of telescopes and the birds with telescopic vision? Good question. Are you going home from Singapore? Yes, I am. I'm leaving for Singapore on the 27th of July. And then on the 28th of July, if you want to see what I'm doing in Singapore, I will give you a link. Just type into Google visual, like the word visual, and then SG, visualsg.com, and you'll see what I'm doing there. And maybe they're going to broadcast it live. If there is a live broadcast of the talk that I'm giving, also giving workshops there, I'll let you know. But it's quite exciting. It's about the visualization of science, And the speakers there are very interesting. There's one from Google coming to talk. There's one guy talking about 3D microscopy, so visualization of microscopic beings or microscopic objects and subjects. And his work has been displayed on Times Square. So that's quite an honor to be able to talk there. When will Dana? I will probably show the Milky Way over the weekend, simply because then there'll be more people. It's a lot of work for me to set it up and get everything right. I might even do it in front of the house then, because the connection is better, the internet connection. And then, so I presume it'll be either Friday your time or Saturday your time, okay? And I will definitely give you enough warning. I'll give you enough warning for it. So this is what it looks like here. You can see the chimes up there. That's the view from the cottage. And way back there. Oh, I'm flying Friday night. Okay. Okay. Well, Dana, if you're flying Friday night, if you can manage it Saturday, that's fine, because I can maybe even do it on 2 days. On Sunday my time, it's Saturday your time. What birds are there? You know, I forgot. These black and whites are similar to magpies, but I always forget their names, unfortunately. But they're very smart birds. And Carawong, right? That's Pete in the background. He's an Aussie, and he knows Carawong. There you go. Any other birds? Yes, we have the king parrot here too. We had it last time. At the moment, it's only. Oh, there he comes. That's the Carawong. There he is. Very smart bird. And the cat saying, "I also want to go there." So we have the king parrot too, both male and female. The male has incredibly beautiful colors. So if they do come in the next days, I'll be streaming that. Don't worry. It's just very peaceful. It's cold today, but it's very peaceful. Are there any? Oh, of a dove or smaller? No. It depends. You know, doves also have different sizes, right? You have large doves and small doves, so a dove can be quite large. If you mean the Crimson Rosella, there you go. That's the size of the Crimson Rosella. Yeah, they're about this. They are bigger than a budgie, but smaller than an African grey parrot. I don't know if that helps. What's the big bird the size of a hawk? Oh, you mean the other? the one we just had, or which one? The black and white one. See, there's a lot of fighting and hierarchy. Yes, the black and white. What was it? Kurabra. Gosh, see, I'm so bad. I can't get these names right. I can't get these names right. I apologize. He just mentioned it. I have to remember all these names. I'm glad I remember Crimson Rosella and many other places. He says something. What was it again, Pete? Ah, he's not here now. So. Oh, the cassowary. Oh, you mean that huge bird, the cassowary. No, we don't have cassowaries. That's exactly right. Ah, there. Pete has typed it in. Currawong. And that's Io behind me screaming. Currawong. We saw that with C. Thank you, Pete. Currawong. That's it. There you go. I hope you're enjoying this. You know what's so funny? Look at the tree. The tree is full of, you see that? Everyone go on visual, that's it, visualsg.com, that's it, visualsg.com. That is the website. If you can, go on that website. You'll see what talks I'm giving. I'm also giving one workshop on bird photography and a double workshop on astrophotography, including remote telescopes. So yes, thank you so much for putting the information in. So this was, I think that's Deborah who put in the information. Visualsg.com. Just scroll, and there you can see. I wanted to see the parrot. Oh. Well, there is your parrot. There you go. There are many parrots here. Well, they also have sulfur-crested cockatoos here, but not up here. Yeah, these are parrots. So these are Crimson Rosellas, but for some reason, we only get the sulfur-crested cockatoos. You know, the white ones with the yellow crest? Those are bigger, and they have this horrible squeaking sound. But they only get them in the valley. They don't get them up here for some reason. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. And the view, by the way, in that direction is incredible. It's a massive plateau here. You love the parrots, C. Brown. That's great. So do I. So does Io, who's meowing behind me. She hears me out here and is complaining. But I'm glad I can show you this. It's so incredible because there are only about 40 people who live up here, 40 to 50 people mainly. And you see there are all these different cottages there. See that? They're all cottages, and they're all aligned exactly north-south. All the cottages are aligned north-south. So we're looking out north now. The temperature and food supplies keeps birds in certain areas. Yes, that's definitely correct. I think it with the you know, my suspicion is that with the sulfur-crested cockatoos, it may be too cold up here. But we do get kangaroos, and we also had a red fox here. Last time I was here, there was a fox that came along here, and I was doing broadcasts on Periscope mainly. And if you scroll back on Periscope, I don't use Periscope anymore because I just prefer YouTube. Simply because I think the people on YouTube, and I'm talking to all of you who are listening now, are just more consistent. There are less trolls here, and these are usually an audience that is sincerely interested. That's what I find. Whilst on Periscope you have a lot that comes up and down, and are the cottages lined north to south? Yes, they are. So we're looking north now, and they're all aligned north-south. That's correct. That is correct, yes. Foxes have a warm coat, and that's why we find them up here. And of course, plenty of kangaroos. We had a kangaroo coming here every evening, right here. And, you know, there's these massive rabbits. That's what I call them, massive rabbits. Very beautiful. I've only come to Australia, I think it's now 1.5 years ago. I came first to Australia. That's right, April 2016 I first came to Australia, and I loved it. And since then, I've been back. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my 4th time already. Ah, Captain C. Well, now that's interesting. I struggle on all forms. Are the rabbits big? Yeah, they're called kangaroos, yes. And they have all these different types of kangaroos. Why are they lined north-south? Is there a reason? Yes, there is a reason, because this is mainly for astronomy. Okay, so they built the cottage they just align them. Okay, they just align them. You get it now, that these kangaroos, that's what I meant. I call them massive rabbits because they behave like rabbits. They jump funny. By the way, there's another curiosity about, do you know what kangaroos and emus, you know the emu, the famous emu, you know what kangaroos and emus have in common? Ah, Deborah says, Dr. Zasson, topic in Singapore, star trails, that's it, novel approach. That's what I'm talking about, yes. And it's going to be very visual. I'm not going to bore the audience, hopefully, with some boring numbers and science details. What I want to do is give them a beautiful effect. A pouch, that's an interesting one. Is it a pouch that's common? That's common. Ah, there's Lady Hawk. Hi, Christian, glad to catch up. Yeah, good you could join today. So my question was just, what do the emu and the kangaroo have in common? A pouch, no, the emu does not, as far as I know, have a pouch, but now this is really curious. I mean, it's something I didn't know, okay? And I'm not pretending to know. I'm just giving you this quiz because it's just curious. So they have in common, they cannot walk backwards. Kangaroos cannot jump backwards. Emus cannot walk backwards. That's what they have in common. Really curious, isn't it? I never thought of that. But they can only walk or run forwards. Isn't that curious? They both have a powerful, and they're both dangerous. Yes, Christy. Hi, Kathy. Nice to see you here. It's good that you all have some time to join. You can't either. You can't either walk backwards. Now, which one is that? Oh, it's this one. I've never heard the Crimson Rosella made such a sound. Look at that. You can't walk backwards as well. That's beautiful. Can they fall backwards? I don't know. Hi, Julie. I'm so happy to catch you live. That's nice. Alice is there. Alice Sikora. Wonderful. How's your brother? There's Alice. Alice is always so interested in science. When Alice is there, I always think of A Hitchhiker's Guide to the Universe, you know, or the cafe at the end of the universe. That's what I always think of. And everything in the answer is always 42, right? That's what I think of Alice. The answer is always 42. Ah, their heads. Yeah, they're at the moment. Let's see now. Nice, you could join, Alice. Yes, it's always 42. So if someone says, what's the answer? Always tell them it's 42. It helps. Christian, did you see the email? Yes, I did, Julie. You forwarded to me. I saw it. I saw it last night. Thank you. So what Jolie is saying is, Jolie had asked whether it's going to be broadcast, and the answer from Singapore was they would love to see my talk broadcast too, and they might do it on Facebook. I think that was the question, and yes, I did see it. Thank you very much. I did see it. Alice is smiling. Need to look at the evening sky diagrams. Oh yes, to prepare for your Milky Way presentation. Yes, I won't go into such. We must have had an interrupt. We're back live now. I think we had an. Sometimes the network goes down, but it doesn't mean anything. Okay, so we're back live now. So if we get interruptions, don't worry. It usually comes back. Captain Stacy, yes. Can you hear Io? The other flew away from it. Why? It's all about hierarchy. It's all about hierarchy here. They are working on a presentation for everyone to watch Christian live, but don't know the details. Yes, that's exactly, Julie. That's what they said. Losing the audio. Oh, you're losing the audio. That's not good. Hang on. Our internet seems to be going up and down now. I'm not sure why. So just be patient. Sometimes it goes up and down. I'm not sure why. Should actually be fine. Oh, now we're back. Now we're back. It's funny. Sometimes there's some interruptions with the internet. Can you hear me again? Okay. I hope so. Okay, so here, what kind of birds are these? Okay, okay. So if we scroll back all the way, and I better get this right now, because Pete just answered the question, so I'm going to scroll back to where, because I simply cannot remember this bird. Yeah, they're called currawongs. C-U-R-R-A, wong, currawongs. Very bright birds. That's what they're called, currawongs. It's buffering. Sometimes it buffers, yes. And now it's buffering again. I don't know why we have a bad connection. Don't know. Sometimes our internet just goes up and down here. It could be because of the wind or so. I'm not sure. Or like corvids, I don't know. Homework should pray for the Milky Way. I'm glad. Yeah, they are like magpies. They are like magpies. Very bright birds. They are. Wow, that's beautiful, isn't it? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? They are magpies, yes. Yes, Anthony. Thank you. If we have chat, we can talk, yes. Glad I caught you live, yes. Sometimes it reminds me of a huge... Yeah, they're very, very vocal. Did you hear that? Just spool back about 1 or 2 minutes from here, and you'll hear that beautiful sound. Still offline, that's strange. Hi, Jan. Jan is also here now. That's very nice to have you here. Hi, in Seattle. What type of feed are they eating? Okay, I know. I'll show you. I bought this wild bird seed. Okay, here it is. See? That's what they're eating. That's it. A note for everyone though. Subscribed and signed for notifications. I did not get notified. That's strange. Where in the world are you? Where in the world are you still hearing, Christian? You mean hearing? Curiosity? I don't quite understand the question. Sorry. You've learned a lot. Well, that's great. Yes, sometimes it buffers. Okay, now the connection seems to be good again, and sometimes it buffers. So now it should be fine again. Okay, sometimes our internet is a little bit intermittent here, but now it should be okay. Offline in California, really? It shouldn't be offline. How is the reception now? Is it okay? Mostly getting it all just fine. Good. Okay. Good. Okay. The ones on the ground are currawongs. C-U-R-R-O, currawongs. No, R-R-A. So currawongs. And the other ones are Crimson Rosella. Reception is good. I'm glad. Glad to hear that. You did get notified. I'm glad you did. It should give you a notification. I think I didn't put any note. Hi Jan, nice, isn't it? It's just very beautiful here. See, we have these chimes. You see, now they're getting more daring. They're finally getting used to me. Now they're coming closer. They're coming a lot closer now. They're pretty large, they are. What I'm going to do is I'm going to extend the food all the way to my feet one day and see how close we can get them. Ah, scarlet macaws. That's an interesting one, Kathy. Yes, reception is back. Yes, still buffering, says Jolie. Oh, okay. That's strange. Maybe restart your stream, Jolie. Wow, now the sun's coming out. How big are they? I think, to give you a comparison, they're bigger than a budget, but smaller than an African grey. Oh, now they're coming closer and closer. They're getting really... Get one on your arm. I probably could if I stayed here a few days. No sound. Oh my goodness. No sound, that's not good. Love the musical chimes. I'm sorry, Jolie, you have such bad reception. It shouldn't actually be so bad. I don't understand why. Because now we should be live back. Isn't it funny? You hear a cat, you hear chimes, you hear the currawong. You're in Connecticut. Well, enjoy the nature. I won't talk too much. Just enjoy it. Ah, old hippie. By the way, old hippie, thank you for your kind words always on Twitter. I read that. Thank you so much. What a sound, yes. Reception is pretty good as down under. Captain Stacy, how big are they compared to eagle? They're definitely smaller than a hawk. I mean, that's one thing I can tell you. They are smaller than a hawk. Okay. Other magpie have been wiped out in the and the West Nile virus. Is that so? Here in California. I'm sorry I missed you live. That doesn't matter. It's okay. There's also steady and fine in Alabama. That's good to know. All of nature has to compete, yes, and it certainly does. I'm just going to give you a quick overview for those who've just joined. Oh, they just take off and then they come back again. That's fine. Do you know if Australians make these parrots? Yes, they do. I've seen a lot of wild parrots as pets. Definitely, yes. The sulfur-crested cockatoo is very typical. The birds are getting greedy, of course. Now picture and sound is back good, Julie. I don't know what the reason is that it goes up and down for you. Ah, with your science-minded grandson, and I'm so glad he can see this. This is why I like it so much, because it's a dialogue. I think the whole way we see TV is going to change, and I'm very much happy to be part of that new cutting edge of broadcasting, because it's so nice to be able to have a community that is like-minded, interested, educated, and so on, because I'm getting to know all of you very well, at least by the handles, even though I've never met you and may never meet you. But it's very special to have this type of community. I really appreciate it, and to share it. You see, then they suddenly take off. I have for no reason, no apparent reason whatsoever. They suddenly take off, and then they come back again. Nice to see and hear what you see, yes. And I'm glad I can show this. Anthony's saying, they have to be bred in captivity to be pets. Yes, is that so? I see, okay, good. You agree, good. That one made us some call, and I'm so glad you could hear it. Old Hippie says, YouTube through TV is great, yes. Okay, now you may get some more buffering now because it suddenly says the connection is not good, so it just goes up and down. Better run to us, okay. He wants to be a scientist, that's good. What time of day is it? It must be somewhere. Okay, let me just see. We are 7 hours behind the West Coast. I mean, we're actually ahead, but it's 7 hours behind. Sounds like a flute, doesn't it? You're right, that's a good description. So I think on the East Coast, if I remember correctly, it was, what was it, 9 p.m. or something? So, and it corresponds to about 6 p.m. West Coast time, so we must be somewhere around 11 a.m. I don't have a watch on at the moment. I live in a timeless paradise here. They're getting more and more cheeky. They're coming closer and closer now. It's too late for the roos. It's too late. They are out at dusk and dawn, and now they hide. Okay. Yes, they cannot be exported. That's correct. Australia has a ban on exporting any parrots, but I think they do export wild camels because they have about 1 million camels in the outback, which is an absolute considered a pest because they have so many, and I think they do export them, as far as I know. I think that's probably the only exception that I know. Aren't they beautiful colors? They are. Hi, Ursula. It's so nice. I know so many of you now by name, so I recognize all the handles. It is an international ban. I see, Jolie. It is. Okay. It's an international ban on parrots. There you go. Yes, it is. Which is good. Which is good. Wild birds should be wild, I agree. Are parrots prey for anything? Well, for Io the cat, I guess. They have to watch out. So we have to keep the cat inside. It will for anything that that can climb. But I don't think that they have many. Many natural enemies. Probably not. They're doing very well. Do these birds nest in trees? Yes, they do. They do. Yes. Ah, there are 4 main subspecies. Thank you. And there's Io complaining. No, Sue, I didn't bring my cat. That's Pete's cat. Pete's cat. Io's always been here ever since I first came here. I've known Io. Does Australia have their own eagle? Yes, they have 3 types of eagles. They do. They do. I have not seen a wild one here, but they do have them. They have eagles here. And similar to us, they breed in spring, which is corresponds to August, September here. October, yeah, probably October. Yes, big white eagles, exactly, that's right, the big white eagle. Thank you, Anthony. Sorry, no, that wasn't Anthony, that was out, I couldn't see that, yes. That was right. That was Oleg, oh gosh, you got a completely difficult, impossible to pronounce your handle sometimes. Anthony says, Yes, peregrine falcons love them. Ah, there you go. Peregrine falcons love them. There you go. Just call me Owl. That's easier. That's easier, yes. Okay, I'll do that. That's easier. Sometimes I'm sorry, the handles are so difficult to read. By the time the text disappears, I haven't even read the handle properly. Now you can see them in quite a lot of detail. They are very close to me now. As they eat insects, yes, they do. Love the cat's name Io, yes. I have a picture, actually, I took of Io in front of the big telescope around the corner. Are the parrots cavity nest? I don't know the answer to that. Peggy, that's a great question. I'm sorry, I don't know. I have to look it up. Cavity nesters is the question. Are they cavity nesters? I don't know the answer. I have to look it up. If anyone knows, please answer. Are you staying with a friend here? Yes, I'm staying with Pete, actually. Pete runs the observatories here, you know, from iTelescope, and he lives here permanently. Without Pete, nothing would work. And he lives in this cottage, and I come here occasionally to bother him for some time, for a few days. I stay here, which is very generous, very nice. And yes, and then I have the privilege of giving his beautiful broadcasts to you. And I'm doing it because I'm on the way to Singapore, actually. And it's just a marvelous opportunity to swing by Australia on the way to Singapore from Vancouver. And if you want to see what I'm doing in Singapore, go to the website Visual SG. Deborah gave the website Visual SG, just like the word visual, and then sg.com. Is this telescope privately owned? Yes, it's the telescopes from iTelescope are all privately owned. That is correct. Yes. Will you be traveling to the eclipse in August? Yes, I will. I'm traveling to Wyoming with a friend who's also a photographer, and we're going to do. Here we go. So I will be traveling, and hopefully we'll see something. Oregon is supposed to have better weather than Wyoming. Then Anthony says they nest in hollows in old gum trees. Well, there you go. So that's a cavity nest. That is a cavity. That's cavity nesting. So that answers the question. Thank you very much, Anthony, for answering the question. Good. But I like spunky better. Okay. They've got used to me. When I first put the seeds out this morning, I had to wait 1 hour. And then they slowly got used to me. They have to get used to one. Oh, you live in Oregon right next to the eclipse. Yeah, the eclipse is going to be south of Portland. And that's good for you. You're very lucky. That's incredible. I hope that Oregon won't be too much trafficated during the eclipse. I'm leaving for the eclipse on the 17th of August. Catching my friend Matt from Denver, flying to Denver, and then we're driving 5 hours to a camping site in Wyoming. Okay. There you are. Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree. Yes, that's the soul. Yes. How does the private ownership work? Okay, I'll explain that to you. That's a great question. And how does it do it? I will explain that. I'll explain. I'm just going to read the comments quickly. Susan, I live in Charleston. Okay, that's fine. You have the best life. Well, you make your own life. You know, before I answer the question on the telescopes, Julie, let me just give a quick answer to the question about life. Okay, because I think that's a really important question. You know how. And the answer to that is I had a very stressful life. I'm serious, I did. I don't want to bore you with my life, but I'll tell you, I was born and, so I had a very good childhood. I was born and raised, I was born in London, actually, London, England. My father was a German diplomat, so we moved from country to country every 4 years. So I lived, I was born in London, then we moved to South Korea, then to Germany, then to Israel, then to South Africa, and then my parents went to Iran when the Shah fell. They saw the whole thing with the change of the regime. Then I studied in Germany. In the meantime, they went to Sri Lanka, where I visited them many times, and then back to South Africa and Durban. And yeah, so my own life has been quite international. I was very inspired by my father. My father loved film. He was a very good filmmaker, and he filmed all the beautiful cultures, especially in South Korea, long before the industrialization happened there. Your life is not boring. Okay, then I'll go jabbering. I'll just go. And then, Julie, I haven't forgotten your question on the telescopes. Okay, I just want to explain a little bit of my background. Okay, so anyway, I studied in Germany in both electrical engineering and physics. I loved it, and I have two degrees, one a PhD and an MSc. A PhD is actually in electrical engineering, although it's more physics. Travel is the best education, yes, and that's exactly how I continued my life. So what happened then is, I don't know if you want to hear the rest of my life, but just give me some indications. I really don't want to bore people with this, but I can explain then how I actually got to Canada, which is a bit of a story but I'll only continue if you really want me to. I don't want to make it too boring, because and then I'll explain to you how I got here. The males are green, yes. Parrots choose 3 months, yes. No wonder I love to travel, yes, yes. Please continue. Okay, Julie. Okay, I'll continue, Judith. I will. Okay, so what happened then? My parents basically were diplomats, and for those of you who are interested to know, Canada was the end of the wanderlust. Yes, yes, but it's only the beginning. I visited South Korea several times. Yes. And South Korea was very, very different. My father made the most incredible movies at that time with an 8mm film. Okay, I'll continue. With an 8mm film, and if you want to, I have all these films. I can actually rebroadcast some of his footage. It's the most amazing footage of South Korea from 1962 to 1966. Footage that is absolutely incredible, and the most incredible stories that are linked to this too. And they're all true. They're really all true. That's very interesting. Okay, I'll go on. So, how did I go to Canada, and what all happened? I'll tell you quickly. So, anyway, when I finished my studies in Germany, I then went. I liked renewable energy. Need to see those of South Korea. Yes. Okay, I will do that. I will make that part of it. I will rebroadcast this film. They are absolutely incredible. My father, that was his hobby. He used to, after the office, he used to always go in his study and do films. And at that time, doing films was in 8mm, much more difficult than what I do with digital films nowadays, where you just import them and you cut them. It's much, much more difficult. What they did with sound and so on. Because I watched him, and many people don't appreciate that, how incredibly difficult it was at that time to really cut films and do all that. So it's very different. They are in German. Yes, they are. They are in German, and I will have to translate some of it. As he speaks, I'll translate some of it, yes. But it doesn't matter. You'll get the footage. Okay, how did I get to Canada? Let me continue my story. Okay. So anyway, I did my master's in physics in 1986 in Germany. Okay, you love the parrots. Want to see Christian's home? Okay, I will do that. Need lots of popcorn. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. So in Stuttgart in Stuttgart, and then I actually wanted to explore the world again. So I went into solar energy at that time. I thought already at that time. That global warming and everything was serious, and I was a student at that time. I was 29, yes, 29. Sorry, 96, no, 27. Sorry, 27, and I already at that time thought that global warming and all that was serious. I think it's incredibly serious, by the way, and I think unfortunately the indications of climate change are very, very evident. Yes. MacLeod, it was very difficult to edit films back there. It was, absolutely. And I'll continue my story. Okay, I will. Okay, so I wanted to go to Saudi Arabia, where they had these big solar thermal dishes. okay? And so I wanted to be out, be a scientist, and I had this incredibly idea that science, you know, was exploring the world. I had all this knowledge out from university, and I wanted to get out and do something with it. I was just bursting of energy and ideas. And actually, my first half year was incredibly disappointing. I came into this rather bureaucratic institution and had a boss who wasn't one bit interested. So I was sitting at my desk doing nothing, which is the worst thing you can do. I mean, many people like doing nothing, but for me it was like absolute, you know, it was death. It was my death. And I felt, I was so frustrated because I wanted to go to Saudi Arabia, and somehow it never went. There were always political problems and so on. And I wanted to start with solar thermal. They have these parabolic dishes, and I wanted to do research on that and so on. But it never came to that. And then I went down to our institute director, and I said to him, you know, I can't do this anymore. I can't just sit here. Can you put me into another research group? And then he looked at me and says, well, Christian, there are two possibilities here. Either you are really telling the truth, or you're just trying to avoid some work. I don't know which is true, but I'll give you a chance. Okay, I'm going to put you in another research group, the one you're interested in, and then we'll see. Okay, I said, took up the challenge. I went to another research group, which was another solar thermal group, and I absolutely loved it. I completely flourished there, and a few years later I got my PhD, actually in optical light scattering. And it was incredible. I had a lot of freedom. I had basically no professor looking after me. I went only, I did everything on my own. The whole idea was on my own, and all I did at the end is I visited my professor, who was in another city at the time. And he just asked me, well, what have you done all these years? And I explained it to him, and then he said, oh, that's not possible. And I said, so I explained it to him what I've done. And he said, okay, that sounds fine. Write up your thesis. And yeah, glad you spoke up. I did, yes. And it was a beautiful thesis. I absolutely loved it, on optical light scattering. And it took me only 6 weeks to write. My thesis was only 50 pages long, 50, 60 pages, which is short for a doctoral thesis. And yeah, and then I did my exam, and everything went exceptionally well. And then, oh my goodness, that was the worst time of my life, because my thesis was over. I didn't know what to do. It was like, oh, I was having so much fun. What am I going to do now? Well, at that time, I was married to a Swedish woman, actually, and a Swedish South African, and we just married. And she wanted to go back to Sweden, okay? And I thought, that's wonderful, okay. You know, I've done my research now, let's go to industry. And so I looked for a job in Sweden, and I got a good job with ABB. And I loved it. And I was just doing inventions from morning till evening with 2 others, and I got about 100 patents to my name over 5 years in Sweden. I learned Swedish, and we had the greatest fun and I thought my whole life would be like this, just doing patents and new inventions and so on. So that was my time in Sweden. It was great, and I don't know. Is the connection still okay? Because it says again very bad connection. Hang on, I'm just going to wait a second. 1 second. Is still fine? Okay, because sometimes it says bad connection. We're getting the full story of my life. I hope it will tell me if you get bored. Okay, it is now. I'm just waiting. Connection is still good. Okay, I'll go on. Okay, I'll go on. Right. Good. Thank you. Okay, I'll go on. Okay, so I was married to a beautiful and very intelligent South African Swedish woman, and yeah, then we finally decided to move to England because we thought, well, our children, I had twins, okay, I shouldn't say I had twins, I have twins, they're now 23 years old, and we wanted to, they grew up trilingual. I taught them German, we spoke English as a family language, and my wife taught them Swedish, okay, so they were absolutely trilingual. I bet you never thought of you would be telling all of the world your story. Well, if it gets too much, I'll shut up. Okay, better than TV series. Okay. So anyway, then we thought it would be better if maybe the children went to England. So then I got a job in England with another company. Oh, it's buffering again. Oh, that's a nuisance. That's a nuisance. Audio's going in and out. Oh dear. Audio's going in and out. Sorry about that. Oh dear. Okay. Well, I'll wait a bit if it's okay. Love your story. Okay. Do you want me to go on? Then, okay, we moved to England then. And in England, from I must say I liked it more in Sweden than I liked in England because I started. Okay, it's good again, good. Because in Sweden I bought my own first telescope and put it in the garden. I absolutely loved it. Okay. I don't know if I'm brilliant. I'm just crazy. That's what it is, Kathy. Broadcast is fine. This YouTube is a keeper. Thank you. Okay, so I'll go on with the story. So from 1996 to 2000, I was in Sweden, and from 2000, good Captain, it's good all you. So from 2000 to 2006, I was in England. And in England, in the meantime, my career went very well, and I became head of the research and so on. I was developing a career, and I still enjoyed. I was doing fuel cells, by the way. I was doing fuel cells, solar energy, wind energy. In the meantime, I got quite a broad understanding of all the different new technologies, which I was very interested in. And then in 2006. My wife and I decided that we would move. Well, she wanted to actually go. You won't believe it. She wanted to go to Spain, to the Basque country. If you know northern Spain, Basque area. Okay, very difficult to understand. It's impossible to understand because there's no related Latin language, so it's nothing like Spanish. I found it too difficult that I finally convinced her it would be better to go to Canada. Actually, his accent is Deutsch. It is. Yes, it is. It is. And so we decided that we would move to Canada, and I got a long story short, I got a job. Okay, YouTube went, oh, missing the buffering again. That's annoying, isn't it? Okay, hang on. I'm going to wait a bit. I'm just going to wait a bit. Okay. I don't know why it's always buffering. It's a nuisance. Back live. Okay, I'm just going to wait. Sorry about that if the connection sometimes is so poor. All the birds are gone in the meantime. I'm just going to wait a second. My son and I love talking with you. That is wonderful. He's fuel cells obsessed, really. Oh, that's good. Well, tell him I was doing solid oxide fuel cells. He'll know what that is, solid oxide fuel cells. So it's not the polymer cell, which is the most well-known one. Now offline, it's buffering. Oh, what a nuisance. Well, that's a nuisance. I don't know why it goes up and down. Okay. Well, I'm going to wait just 1 minute or two, and then I'll continue my story. If you're not asleep yet, I'll continue. There are no birds at the moment, just the chimes. Because that's the part how I got to Canada. Then what happened then? It's back now. Continue. Okay. Yeah. No, I wasn't in Canada yet. So in October of 2006. We were supposed to move, okay? I got an employment by a new company, and we're supposed to move. And I was supposed to do electrical engineering in Canada. And then, tragically, my wife died in 2006 of an aneurysm. If you know what an aneurysm is, it's something terrible. After 17 years of marriage, she suddenly collapsed and was dead within a few days. And there I was, suddenly with my children all alone. They were 12 at that time. And then it was a very difficult time. But yeah, it's these things happen. She was very healthy, but an aneurysm is something that can happen to anyone. It was a brain aneurysm, by the way. So anyway, there I was alone with my children, and I had to decide what am I going to do now. And my twins were 12 years, and of course for children it's really, well, thanks for all the kind words. For the children it's extremely difficult, especially because two sons, they were very close to their mother. And then I thought, what am I going to do now? So I told them, either we stay here, either we stay in England, or I can, I had a good job, I could always get my job back because we were about to leave, or we could move to Canada. And then, yes, it is very hard on the children. It is. It's traumatic. There's no. So that's why I said, I'm telling you all this as a long answer to the question, you have a wonderful life. Well, you know, everybody has a wonderful life, but I can tell you, we all have our cross to bear. It's not it's not that trivial. Nothing is trivial. Anyway, so what happened then? Yes, tragedy has to, and one has to move on. Exactly, you have to. And so I asked my children, what do you want to do? And they said they want to go to Canada. They want to start a new life. So I did it. We moved to Canada, and they were very good. And children are incredible survivors. So we went to Vancouver. I was working, building up a new company, and looking after children at the same time. You have no choice. But then you just move on. And I was lucky, you know, we built up the family again, and so that was from 2007 onwards. And yeah, that's right. Thank you for teaching us along the way. Yeah, I'm coming this long story. So that's how we came to Canada. We absolutely loved it, and we managed for many years on you know, on our own. I was very lucky. I had a caretaker, and she looked after the children, because otherwise it would not be possible to work and do everything. And anyway. Ah, Pete. If you want to see Pete quickly, there's Pete.
I'll have to go into town.
Okay, there he is. Okay.
There's a sausage there.
Okay, thanks. He has to run off. Okay. No, there was no one, Karen, there was no one to help, because there was Pete. Yeah, he's very camera shy. But I just wanted to explain that quickly. No, because I had moved to Canada. We didn't have relatives in Canada, but we had good friends in Canada. And you know what? People are always willing to help. They're always willing to help. And that's a wonderful thing. So I was lucky again, and maybe optimistic and very positive is just the way it is. And the children did fine. And then many years later, actually, so I was many years alone and so on. I just wanted to make sure the children are fine. And then I remarried. I remarried a Brazilian called Rosanna. And I'm happily married since 3 years, okay? And that's my life story in short. And last year I gave up my very stressful job for years and years, just building up companies. And I decided to completely commit, you know, now commit my life since exactly a year to teach your job by doing. Yes, yeah, that's it. That's exactly. And I wanted to. No, seriously, I was getting heart problems because of the incredible stress of running companies. And so, as I said, nothing's easy. Yeah, my children are very interested in science. The one is doing a master's in geology. He's 23. That's David, and the other one's doing pharmacology. And you know, they're both fine, fortunately. So I was lucky in many ways. I was. And now I'm exploring things. I decided this beginning of this year, by the end of this year, I want to be sustainable, completely sustainable, through broadcasting and doing science and so on. And I think I'm on the best way of doing it. And that's my life in 10 minutes. Pete is hosting. Yes, he is. He is. That's right. Pete manages the observatories. Yes, he does. Yes. And that's it. And now I'm here because I have a telescope here. And that brings me to the next question. That is what Jolie asked about 10-15 minutes ago, and I haven't forgotten that yet. How are the telescope hosted? And Jolie may... Okay, sounds like we're benefiting from the middle of a crisis. Yes. Now we know. Now you know who I am. That's in all honesty who I am. Okay. It must feel like a teenager again. It is. And now I've been lucky, you know, ever since I started this year. Oh, you're most welcome. I consider you as my friends, and I love sharing it. Thank you. Thank Chaplain. That's very kind. Yes, you watched our wedding. We had our wedding at David Hancock's place. It was wonderful. Ursula remembers that. That was 3 years ago. It was absolutely incredible. Oh, you can hear the parrots again. And I'm very, very lucky. I've got a wonderful life, a wonderful wife, and one that gives me the freedom to travel. And here I am now. And the story continues. And I want to spend the next years doing science broadcasts, doing wildlife broadcasts, and hopefully with some of your support, with your kind support, I'll manage. And I've got lots of ideas, and we're going to do astrophotography tours and so on. So there's no lack of ideas, and I'm fairly certain that by the end of the year, I'll be completely self-sustainable and don't ever have to go back to a stressful job, which I've been doing for years and years and years to keep the family going. And I think now I want to do something different. That's very very kind old hippie. Now you know. Yes. Yes, she is an incredible woman. That is absolutely right, yes. We need to put a GPS on you, yes. I don't know why YouTube doesn't have it, that YouTube doesn't show where one is. I'm just going to move outside and just show you a bit what it looks like, because there are no birds here at the moment. So, yeah, Spunky, don't worry, I will not forget Spunky. So this is what it looks like. Let me show you. This is the cottage, okay? That's where I was sitting, right there I was sitting. That's where the bird food is. All very simple and nice. That's the bird seed feeder, and back there, right behind you, have this huge dome. You see it? Rosanna ever go to Australia? Karen, she hasn't gone yet because we've gone to Brazil. You know, she's from Brazil. Oh, here's my bad connection again. Oh, I hate this. Connection sometimes is a bit, it says bad connection, and I hope you can still hear me. Offline, yeah, okay. It's offline again. Hang on. I'm going to go in the house. I'm just going inside the house, okay? Because, yeah, I was sitting right there, okay? I'm just going inside the house so we have a better connection here. Okay, let me just... Thank you, Christian, for the light. Well, that is so, you're so welcome. So this is when you look out, okay? So there you go. That's what it looks inside, okay? And it's absolutely beautiful. It's nice to go back inside now anyway. So you can see that's for Io. Io goes up here. That's all for the cat. Pete loves cats, okay? It's... and Io has a lot of freedom here. It's a simple cottage, but it's something, and that says very bad connection again. I'm not sure why it always says very bad connection. It's really irritating. But I'm just going to sit down and flip the camera around, because 1 second, I'm just going to put the camera up. Put it on its base. So give me a second. I'm just going to flip it. There we go. That's it. That's better. And I will just put it this way. That's better. Hopefully the connection is not so bad anymore now. There. I hope you can see me. It still says bad connection. I don't know why. Why it always says bad connection. It's rather silly. There we go. That should work. That should work. Always says bad connection. Still does. Not sure. Can you actually hear me now? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's still working. But it says I got the microphone here anyway. Now I think we're back online. Are we still there? I hope we are. I hope we're back again. I'll just wait for some words. I'm not sure. I'll just wait a bit, because we might be offline. Yeah, it's not good at the moment. I don't know why. That's a pity. Oh well. That is a pity, isn't it? That's a pity. Anyway, it was getting rather cold outside. But I see no more comments, so I think that I must be offline now, because it's not working anymore. I've seen no more comments. Okay. Okay, well, I will probably end the stream now, because I don't want to unnecessarily take bandwidth here, and also your time. So because I'm not seeing anything, I presume I must be... Oh, Mark is saying I'm still live. Thank you, Mark. Oh, I seem to be, but I'm not seeing any more comments. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I get it. Okay. So Mark is saying I'm still live. Thanks, Mark. Thank you. I didn't know. It's good. He gave me a message, and that's good to know. So for some reason, I'll just flip the camera quickly. Okay. Anyway, so I'm still live, but anyway, I think. Okay, let me just tell you quickly what I'm going to be up to. I'm going to stay here till the 27th of July. The weather is very bad today, so I think tonight there will be no. Ah, we see the comments. You don't. That's weird, isn't it? Oh, wow. You know, I don't understand anything. How is that possible that I'm not seeing any more comments? Sorry about that. Okay, thanks. Mark gave me a very important hint. So obviously you're commenting and I cannot see your comments. I don't know why. So my apologies. It's like now I'm just giving a blind talk. So anyway, since I can't see the comments, which is a pity, but Mark just gave me a comment through another channel, which is very helpful to see that you are seeing the comments. So I'll just tell you my plans quickly, and my apologies if I'm not responding to your kind messages. I really appreciate it. So I will definitely do a Milky Way talk. Okay, definitely yes. Okay, not tonight. Today the weather is as you can see, I'm warmly dressed again. So it's not going to be today, but tomorrow the weather is going to be better. So in one of the next days, most likely on the weekend, I will do a Milky Way talk. I've done some incredibly beautiful images here. I have a lot still to prepare for Singapore, and I can hopefully if you don't know what I'm doing in Singapore, it's visualsg.com is the website, and you can see what I'm doing there. I will be back in Canada on the 2nd of August, and I will, if Spunky or Stephen Hawkins is still around, then I will go out back to the island. Okay, that brings us into August already, and August is the time also where the eagles, of course, leave the area, and they usually are back by the end of September. They secure the territory then and their nests and so on. Okay, so that's the overview. Also, I'll be doing a lot of astronomy now. I will go to the telescopes, and I'll show you the telescopes. Sorry if I can't see your comments and I'm not responding. For some reason, I cannot see the comments, which is really weird, because YouTube is very reliable actually. Strange. So sorry if I don't see your comments. But Mark says he can see them. Okay, my friend Mark says, so I believe that. And to answer the question on how a telescope is run, I think Jolie, I will best answer that question because I cannot see your comments anymore. I'll best answer if I go down, maybe tomorrow or after tomorrow, around this time, and do a live stream and show you all the telescopes. We've got 24 telescopes with a large roll-off roof. I'll explain to you how all that works and how the whole organization works. It's a not-for-profit organ. They don't make profit, but it's a very nice way of experiencing science, and it's similar to renting out apartments. Okay, but I'll explain all that concept when I'm down there. Okay, so I'll just I hope you enjoyed the short story of my life. I hope it wasn't too boring, and it goes on, right? It's what makes life so exciting. We just have this small moment in the 13.7 billion years of the universe. We have this small wink. It's just a drop on hot stone, a small droplet, and that's all we have, and that time must be precious. Okay, that's how I see life. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, my friends, and I'll be back soon. Thank you for always being there, being with me. I so appreciate it. Sorry I can't see your comments at the moment. It just doesn't work. But do leave comments, or if you ever want to write to me, I always answer emails whenever I can, zassefoto@gmail.com. It's the same handle. Just send me an email. I'm always happy to see your emails. I will respond as much as I can. Okay, thank you, and I'll see you soon again.